I am Christiana, and this is the Christiana 321. Thanks for joining us. Today is day 1 of the read-a-thon. I did a horrible job. I finished Let It Snow by all of these people. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm tired of saying, I've recorded this video so many times and I'm tired of repeating myself. I really like the way that all of the stories connected. I always thought it would be really interesting to do a novel series like that, where each book in the series is told from a different person's point of view, but it all happens over the same time frame, and so you get to see the different characters talking to each other, and you get to see different perspectives for each of the conversations that happen. It might get a little bit boring if there's more than 3 or 4 books in the series, though, because you already know the main ending. Anyway, and then I started Just Don't Fall, which is Josh Sundquist. He is a YouTuber, and this is his autobiography of when he was diagnosed with cancer when he was very young. I only got 70 pages into it, and then I had to take a break, and that break ended that break lasted pretty much all day until I took a shower, and that's why my hair is a mess, and I just picked the first hat I could find, and I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just Don't Fall is told from his point of view, and right now in the book he's 9 years old, and it's like talking to a 9-year-old for 70 pages. And so I needed to take a break. I think I'm going to have to read that in small chunks each day if I want to finish it this week. So I'm moving on to Atlanta by Ali Condi, which my little sister recommended to me. It looks good. I mean, don't judge a book by its cover, but I think the cover looks really pretty. So I'm going to start that here as soon as I start this uploading. Today's topic is your top 5 recommended authors. I am picking authors from just my most recommended authors from different genres, because I can't do top 5 videos. I just can't do it. It's terrible. Don't make me. But so top 5 for people under the age of 10 or so. I recommend Beverly Cleary. She has a ton of books, not just the Ramona books. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be the reader that I am today. She really formed my appreciation for literature and showed me how you can connect to a character in a book and really get to know them and their lives and care about them, I guess, which is weird. But so if you have anybody in your life that's under the age of 10 and you want them to become an avid reader, I highly recommend any of the Beverly Cleary books. Some of them are told from boys' point of view if you think that's important. Some of them are told from a mouse's point of view, if you think that's important. Okay, so then after you're through with your Beverly Cleary stage and you get into the young adult stage, I really recommend J.K. Rowling. Obviously, the Harry Potter series. She wrote it in a really great way, where the first book is definitely written. It's about 11-year-olds, but it's also written to 11-year-olds. And then the next year, it's a little bit more advanced, a little bit more mature, and it increases in the maturity as the children in the story grow up, which is that's how you should write, I guess. That's how I think. I don't know. I think is a good way to write young adult novels, is to write to the maturity level of the people who are going to be reading it, and usually the people who read it are people who are around that age, whatever your main character's age is. Okay, so then if you're into fantasy books, I recommend Piers Anthony. His main series is the Xanth series, but he also has a bunch of other ones. But the way the Xanth series is told, it covers the span of hundreds of years, maybe thousands, I don't know. I didn't get through all of it because it's really long. He wrote so many books. It's really inspiring to me. But so you get to see like some from the first generation of Xanth people, and then the next couple books are about the next generation, and like it just keeps going throughout the history. It's not, 30 books about the same 3 people, which I think is a really cool way to write as well. And when you create a whole world like that, like so many fantasy writers end up doing, like you want to know the whole history, and the way that they do it, or the way that Piers Anthony did it, is really fantastic way, by telling the stories and not just having, an encyclopedia of the history of Xanth. Which is how I wish that history was taught in regular school. Just like, tell me a story about George Washington's life. Okay, now about John Adams' life. Just give me novels about history. Not from 1776 to 1790, whatever. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. My next recommended author is Ayn Rand. If you're interested in dystopic societies or dystopic novels, she did a really good job, especially with Atlas Shrugged and Fountainhead. You see today's world, the modern world, evolving into the world that we see in the book called Anthem, which is the 3rd one that she wrote. She's written more than these 3, but these are the only 3 that I've read. And you don't see that a lot with dystopic novels, seeing, how they got there, other than just like flashbacks and history lesson kind of things. So this one's showing the evolution from today to, 1984. The book, obviously, not the year. That would be weird. Okay, and then lastly, for the nonfiction people out there, I really recommend Stephen Hawking. He has a way of taking really complex and really interesting scientific principles and concepts and writing them to where anybody could understand them, but at the same time, he, without being patronizing, he just does a brilliant job, and it's so strange, I guess. You wouldn't expect somebody with such a great scientific mind to be able to communicate on such a personal level with his audience through a book, but he can. He's a genius. I love him so much. So much. Okay, so those are my top 5 recommended authors. I'm sorry this video was so long. I had to record this so many times. I love you. Good night, sweet dreams. Check out my video tomorrow on C2C Vlogs if you want to see my top 5 life-changing books.